Okay, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. Just wanted to thank everybody for showing up. I actually we're actually going to discuss the PDF importer. It does PDF and images. I kind of want to go through that a little bit this morning. It'll be probably about 20 minutes of of actual content, informative content, and then there'll be a 10-minute question and answer at the very end. So anybody, if you want to ask a question, there should be a chat box off to the side. Just go ahead and write your question in there, and then at the conclusion of it, we'll go down through there, and I can show you different things. So excuse my voice this morning. I've got that cold that apparently everybody's got going, so trying to knock that out. But let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can. All right. So what we're going to do, this image importer, it actually requires X1.3 Service Pack 2 to run. This is the latest build of SigmaTEK, and there's a lot of features in X1.3 that that will benefit you, including this PDF importer as well. But let's go ahead and get into that. We're going to do an import just like a normal DXF import. If you look right here, when I hit the pull down, on this one, you will see the PDF image file. Now, when you update to X1.3, you won't see it. You won't see it until this module is actually enabled. But you've got the PDF image importer right here. It works just like I said. It works exactly like a DXF import. So I'm going to come down here to my PDFs. I kind of want to show you, before we even import one, I kind of want to explain the difference between the different PDF styles. Now, raster PDFs are basically copies. Say you took a blueprint, you took it over to your copy machine, made a copy of it, and scanned it, and made a PDF file of the actual paper. That is what a raster is. A vector, let me show you why that's a raster. If you zoom in, say on these corners, you can see it's really, really jagged, and that's because it was just copied. If you look at a vector PDF, those are generally always clean. They're really, really clean files. And when you zoom in on the corner of that, you can keep zooming in, and it's always going to be a sharp, clean line. So that's how you can tell the difference between a raster and a vector. Now we've been able to do the vector import for quite some time. The raster one, that's new to this, and the image import is something new to this too. This is actually an image, a PNG file of that same part file, and it's we can do PNG, JPEG, all of the standard image files. So I kind of want to show you those three before we got going. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and import just the vector one to begin with, just so I can show you. We're going to use our interactive mapping screen, so we can kind of look at all the different attributes of the file. Yeah, so now you can see it's imported this file. We've still got that X right there, and the reason for the X is because we've got that crosshair in there. So we can actually, just like a standard DXF import, we can go into edit. And we can actually delete those crosshairs, just like we typically do. We'll close that out. And now you can see, that's going to be a clean file. We can validate it. We can do a validate all. You got the green check mark. That means it's a good file. So we'll go ahead and import that. And then this is what we get. This is our typical part parameter window. And this is a clean part. We can look at it. like I said, the vector is going to be much, much sharper. Obviously, you've got a nice clean edge. So now what we'll do is we will go ahead and import the raster one. The raster one we've got named PDF2. We'll go ahead and import that guy. And again, like I was saying, this one, that's the one with the jagged edges on it. But we're still going to be able to read it. The good thing is, we've still, and actually on this one we've got the, we've got the title block still in there. So we can actually use our CAD tools to get rid of all that good stuff too. So, which you'll see, and you can see on this one, there's all the title block stuff. It actually imported all that as ugly as it is. It brought it all in. So we'll go back into our edit screen, and we can actually move this part file out of there. So we'll just do a dynamic move, do everything attached, click that one, and I'll just move that guy out of there and delete everything else. Now we've got a good part. And we can still zoom in, and you can see it is still, or it's now a nice clean part file. Actually, geometry at that point. We can do a validate. We got the green checkbox, so everything's good to go. So we'll hit OK on that one. And as you can see, it's gonna end up being the exact same file. So that looks pretty good. We'll do it a third time with the image file. And this is what I want to show you too. So we've got Windows bitmap, we've got paintbrush, TIFF files, image files, CALs, JPEG, PNG. We can import all of them. So we're gonna grab this PNG file, this sheet metal PNG file. And even on that one, it's almost, let's see. Even on that part, I'm gonna zoom in on it. Yeah, it's fuzzy on that one as well, even on the image. You'll be able to see when it imports how clean it actually brings the file in. Again, another clean image. I'll come in here, do the same thing I did before, just do an edit, move all that stuff out of there. I'm just going to delete these real quick. Get rid of those. We'll validate. It may still have something going on. Looks clean. We'll go ahead and do an OK. Bring that part in. It does say we have open contours. So even on this one, you can tell, an image files are always a little spotty regardless, regardless how high the resolution is on these parts, or on these files. There still could be some open geometry that it picks up, and that's exactly what it was. It was a little double line right there. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that guy. And now, when we rebuild the part, we've got a good part. And now we've got all three of them. One of the things that I wanted to show you guys too, with X1.3, with the latest build, we've added a lot of features on the import screen, and it may be stuff that you guys have never noticed. We're actually going to bring in, it's one of my customer files. It's a pretty good file too. But I wanted to show you that one just so I can show you some of the actual import tools. It's this one right here. We were able to repair geometry before, and we were able to remove open ends. If you had a lead in that was drawn into your part, or maybe you exported the part and it had the lead ins on it, now you're re-importing. we've added that in the repair geometry, but we've actually there's a lot more features down here in this repair geometry, so you can clean up a lot of these import parts. And for the image importer, for the PDF importer, this stuff is invaluable. This particular part, for whatever reason, there's a double line right there, and I'll show it to you. I'll go and come back over here and import it just so you can see what I'm talking about. We'll go ahead and do that dynamic move. Move him out of there. And delete everything. And it looks like a normal part. But I happen to know if I bring that thing in, there's open contours. And that's what I get. So I know that there's something wrong with that part. So what I'm going to show you, there's actually a couple things I'm going to show you when I bring this in. With this PDF importer, we needed a way to scale it by the dimension. You know, a lot of times if, you know, within AutoCAD, you know, you may put a dimension, you know, a 1:4 dimension scale on it. And then when you export it, SigmaTEK as a DXF file can actually pick up that, that scale factor. But if you're doing it on a PDF, there's no way to see that. So what we can do is we can actually, let me go and clear all this title block stuff out of here. And we'll move that out of there. Move it out. Like I said, this is new to X 1.3. We can actually do a scale factor. And we do scale by factor, which we've always been able to do, but now we've got scale by dimension. So we can say this part right here, I want to know from here to here, that part is actually, or that side of that part is actually 6 inches wide. If I hit OK, it automatically scales it. Now we know when we brought that part in, even though that doesn't look like a double line, there actually is a double line in there. So what we can do is we can come into this repair geometry. Anything that are duplicates, we can get rid of them. Just delete them. Any open ends. Now when we had those crosshairs in there, I could have come in here to this repair geometry. Any open ends, just delete them. So that, I mean, I could have done that. So we're going to hit OK. And what we're going to see now is we're going to get a clean part with the scale factor correct, Y dimension 6 inches, and we've got a good part. So yeah, definitely wanted to show you guys that. Let me open everything up to the question and answer. I don't know if you guys have written any notes in here, but well, let's see what we got. All right. Is there any open questions? Well, everybody, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. If there are any questions that you guys run into, you know, after the webinar, I know that's typically what happens. You start thinking about it. Oh, I wish I'd answered this. Or I wish I'd asked this. Go ahead and get with your local sales rep. If you guys aren't on the latest version of SigmaTEK, the latest version again is X 1.3 Service Pack 2. You know, your local sales rep can actually help you guys get you upgraded. It's one of the best builds I believe we've ever done with the company. There's a lot of extra added features into this. Again, thank you for your time. Sorry for the cold, and hope you guys have a great afternoon.